Welcome to Underdawg Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., the underdog with the heroic heart, and I have conversations with successful underdogs. And today is no different than any other day. I have successful underdog Vernon T, Bateman, and Derek Ford. How are you guys doing today?
Marvelous, man. I'm good. I'm striving. I'm marvelous, though.
That's good.
Solid.
I'm good. It's hot. It's the last day of summer school. I'm happy, finally free. So we're gonna see what the summer's like. I need a fun fact from you guys.
Fun fact from me: never give up. Success will be the best at the end. You know.
Hey, try not to move this because you'll hear, like when you move it, you'll hear the sound.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, just never give up, and God will do the rest.
Yep.
All right, mine's gonna be a little bit less metaphysical, but I met Flava Flav once when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
And so in a Hard Rock Cafe in New York City, and I was like a big Public Enemy fan. This was like '94, so it was before Flavor of Love and all that.
Yeah.
And he was super cool. And I went over, asked to talk to him. And he was like, yeah, when I'm done, and he came over and he flipped my like placemat over and wrote this big thing, P number 1 and stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say mine's, I'm gonna do one similar. I met Allen Iverson. We were in this summer camp. It was called the Hope Program. So it was like an entrepreneur camp, and they took us to HBCUs in Virginia, somewhere else. So we pull up 2 big bus full of kids, and we see, it's like commotion at the restaurant, and they like Allen Iverson in there, but he didn't sign a kid's autograph. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So so we kind of like the restaurant over here, me and my friends dart the other way. I see him in a white Bentley. And I did the head nod, he gave it back, and that's all I needed. I was like, man, because that's my all-time favorite player is Allen Iverson. So I didn't need an autograph or nothing, which I would have loved, but just him giving me the head nod, and I got a picture. And I still got the picture. I think it's either at my mom's house or hopefully somewhere in like my storage. But yeah, it was cool meeting him because that's when I really was into Allen Iverson. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. So, Vernon, you've been on the show before, but kind of give people a backstory of your story so then we can, kind of move forward and talk about what's been going on. Because, man, I've been seeing you put in work, bro.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man. I'm seeing you on different websites, seeing you here, seeing you there, and I'm like, man, when I walk in today, he was about business. He was talking to somebody about getting his painting. So proud of you, man. Just tell, about your story and where it's at now.
Well, I've been in prison since 1998. I got convicted of a charge I didn't commit, which is rape. And the Innocent Project, Notre Dame, the Exoneration Clinic, and they helped me to this point and been helping me to try to exonerate me and things of that nature. The Liberation Center just stepped in, and they've been trying to bring the people involved and trying to get more voices and trying to get my story out a little bit more. And you see what I've been doing with a ball and chain. I think yesterday, make it a year that I've been out of prison.
Oh, man, that's what's up.
Yeah, but I still got this ball and chain on me, and I still got GPS on my ankle. I still can't use internet, can't have a relationship without being approved, can't go to parks, can't do a lot of stuff, can't really be a father to my family, to my kids and my grandbaby. And just striving and going through it all, man, and still having faith to continue to keep moving forward, But I wanted to bring a little bit of the story of where I come from and what I've been through to still going, like even from last year to like since I got out, I met you and stuff. And really, I didn't get a chance to really show you really in visual what I've been through and what I was going through. So I wanted to show you that. And you saw my books, the children books. I did all that while I was in prison. And so I brought some of that. But I brought my partner from the Liberation Center, Derek, with me because he do the technology and he do the voices of the people. He fight for liberation for the people that struggling to be free. And that's just for justice. It ain't, justice don't got no color, whether it's black or white, man. Justice is justice if if it hit you, it hit me. You know, if it's injustice anywhere, it's injustice everywhere.
Yep.
So he come to bring the voice of the people. He got a petition he put out for me to get heard and get my story out and get signatures. And he do it a little bit more of his homework. You know, a lot of people do interviews on me, but they don't really do the homework. You know what I'm saying? So he really did the homework. He really looked at my case. He really took time, his team, the Liberation Center. I really salute them because they putting that effort in. If you really want justice, knock on their door. They do it with no dollars down. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know it's money. That's how you know it's business. They don't even coming for no money. The justice don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? So they not paid. I'm not paying them to do what they do, and they do it. And I salute them. I appreciate them. But I want to show you some stuff that I did while I was in prison, while I was in confinement. And I wanted to explain some of my conditions because a lot of people was like, man, that's impossible that could happen. And this story and that story. And I had held back a lot when I was telling you. It was like, bro, dang, you ain't had to hold back.
Yeah.
This was for, and I'm new to all this type of technology stuff. So you like, yeah. Then my brother, man, YB, out there in Dallas, man, Darnell, man, Franklin D. Frank, solid, man. He tell me, bro, sometimes if it don't make the internet, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what he say to me, it always go to my heart. And his auntie, my mother, you know, my family, they fighting and they praying, but we gotta let the people see what's happening and what's going on and what been the conditions that I've been through, and I'm still striving to do it, you know. But I brought some work while I was in the hole because most of the time of my bit, I did like 13 years in prison, 13 years in a hole while I was in prison. So
wow.
I brought some of my work while I was in prison and to show you some things. Like, this what they give you while you in the hole. They give you a rubber ink pen. They give you this once a month. Check it out. Go and grab it.
I couldn't do nothing with this for me.
Yeah, but
because it's so small,
and that's what you get. You know what I'm saying? That's what they give you.
That's it.
That's it.
No pencil.
No pencil. You get a rubber pencil too. You get a rubber pencil too.
Because somebody might.
Different things. You know. So this is what you get. So that's what I use this to show you to do the art that I'm about to show you now that I did, and I told some of the stories. Let me see. I'm gonna go with, this kind of.
So basically, why you looking for what you're looking for? Basically, what you're saying is you're free but not free.
Yeah, I'm free but not free, man.
And because of the justice system, like when you told me that before, like it really didn't make sense to me. Like, okay, you went to jail for something you didn't do. You got cleared. Everything good, but you can't do nothing. And when I was telling you to tell your story, like your cousin said, like if it doesn't hit the internet, but like telling your story and letting people hear, like that'll help you but it'll help somebody be able to make a different decision because you wasn't doing nothing wrong. You wasn't like out in the streets out here doing this and that, but somebody needs to hear that because like. These young kids out here is killing each other and doing all this dumb stuff and going to jail and thinking it's cool, but you went to jail. It ain't cool because you out now. You can't even go that man. You can't have a relationship without somebody. Listen, I couldn't.
Bro, tell me,
that's crazy.
I can't have a baby because I won't be able to go to the hospital to see the baby and things of that nature. That's a different mindset to hurt you, bro.
It's like it's like a social prison. You like left the physical prison, but now like society, they got him. They try to keep him caged in, and it's unbelievable. Anything they can prevent him from doing mental health treatment, going to church, anything because they say a child could be there. That's
so
it.
So is because of what your conviction was? That's why
the conviction was with a woman. It wasn't with a kid. Mm-hmm. But since I've been in prison, they done changed the laws and put it all under one umbrella. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I done seen child molesters with they custody of their kids.
Yeah.
They got iPhones. You see, I got a flip phone.
Yeah, because when I seen that, I was like, hold on now. Flip phone. My daughter had that when she was like in second, when she was, that was the Obama phone, like when Obama was in office. So that was years ago. That don't even make. So, Derek, so when you hear stuff like this, like how do you go about trying to help that person when you hear, because I know everybody have a way to help, but you're really helping like the behind the scenes and really trying to get stuff done. So how do you, when you hear a case like this, how do you go about helping you and your team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's definitely not just me. We got a lot of comrades at the Indianapolis Liberation Center, and that's really like the way that we function, like a disciplined manner, and it's all, we're all volunteers. It's like what we do after work and during work sometimes, and it depends, but I think that the cases that we are able to take up that are like this, because we're involved in, police struggles for justice, for, Gary Harrell, who the cops killed, shot in the back twice, August 3rd, Freddie Davis, all the IMPD victims last year, for reproductive justice, for LGBTQ justice, for all, liberation for all people. And so actually, I met Vernon because Leon Benson, who was exonerated in 2023 in March, came and he did his coming home, his rebirth weekend at the Liberation Center. And I'd heard something about Vernon, but I didn't know his name. But I saw him leave at 8:30 or something because he had to get home for curfew. And I didn't know that at the time, but I saw him leave with kind of a crew of people. And I was like, man, I got to, so I ran off the panel. I chased him down. I was like, what's up? And we started working together. And, one thing, it's not about, honestly, 99% of the people in jail don't deserve to be in jail. You know what I'm saying? They're always like, how do we stop, recidivism, stop people going to jail? It's like, well, just stop making things crimes. You know what I mean? Shit. But it's not with Leon, right? Leon came and it's not about Leon Benson. You know what I'm saying? With Vernon, it's about Vernon. We got to get him exonerated because not only is he innocent, but there's no evidence against him. And in fact, there's evidence for his innocence. And we will get him exonerated, right? Yeah. But the thing is that when you're just working with lawyers, right? They got this certain mentality and they got a role to play. It's real important, but they're just thinking about the ins and outs and the procedural matters of this or that. You know what I'm saying? That stuff. And it's honestly, even if they got Vernon exonerated, which, you can never do that without people behind you, without the people knowing about it and without organizing. And so, we pursue whatever strategy and tactic makes the most sense at the time. Maybe we try something out, it falls flat, we try something new. We got a documentary that we put out, a short documentary a couple weeks ago. And it started out, we were supposed to do an interview, right? But then one of our comrades who does video editing and video production was like, no, the sound's messed up. And we don't, we can only see Vernon. And so we turned into, he made a real nice documentary, real succinct. And then the petition's the main thing, because the petition is just how you get people to also be a part of it. Because you don't just want somebody to be like, yeah, I'm with that. Have a good day. Good luck. You want to engage them, make them feel like they're a part of it. And then that way you can contact them and be like, hey, yo, we're doing a rally for Vernon. You know what I mean? We just put this other thing out. Can you send this to a couple of people? Because, even though everybody in this country, we live in the most highly incarcerated country in the world. You know what I'm saying? 25% of the world's population, or no, 5% of the world's population and 20% of the world's prisoners. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows somebody in jail or has been in jail or prison or whatever. But yet, if your only impression comes from the TV and the news and stuff, you think they're there and that's where the bad people are and to protect the good people out here. But then once you break down that reality and you really see who people are, and not only are there a lot of innocent people, but there are a lot of people who just in no other country do you go to world for no other country in the world do you go to prison for life, 100-year sentences. They don't do that anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. So once people know that, they're like, that's fucked up. I'm not with that. It's all right, well, let's do something about it, And once they see people doing something, then they're like, all right, I can join in. You know what I mean? And then once there's more people, it's easier to join in.
Yep. And we definitely, I definitely have the petition on the description so people can sign. Because when I seen it, I hurried up, signed it, And I've seen the events. I just haven't been able to make them because schedule busy. But I definitely want to pull up support. And it's crazy because you got the children's book, and my son, he's working on the book. So he just joined the author program, and so after 6 weeks he'll have a book. So that's dope that you got the children's book, and I like and all the different stuff. But to what you were saying, that it is fucked up because I know Buddy, what he did was wrong. It was violent, but he was pushed to the limit. We're not saying that he made a mistake, but he went in there. He wasn't even 21. He was 20 and got like 20 years. He's had good behavior, but because of COVID, it's pushed stuff back. And it's like you said, when you get to know somebody might have done something protecting themselves, protecting their family, and they're in there. Now, I do know somebody that just went to, he killed his wife. I don't know him personally. I knew the wife because I work with her, and it's like, you need to go in there. Something need to happen because it wasn't nothing to make you want to kill somebody or something like that. Now, if you do something that just crazy, and I get it, you need to be in there, but some people just wrong place, wrong time, and or because of the color of your skin, you're in there for X amount of years, and then you get out, and like you sound like you coming out, and it's the 90s. You got a flip phone, the thing on the ankle, you can't get on the internet. Like that is crazy to me because you can't do nothing in 2024 without the things that they're not giving you. And then they want you to be like, oh well, you need to go and have a successful life. Successful doing what?
Yeah, it put you at a disadvantage. Yeah, it put you they started me from the beginning at a disadvantage. But I just want to really let the world know how, like, the enduring and going through it. Like you can look at Vernon Bateman versus Knight. That's a case to where when they sent me back to prison, they put me in a cell. Just imagine going in the cell with your bunkie and no sink, no toilet, plus a dog, and COVID-19. You know what I'm saying?
What? Hold on.
A dog.
A dog, like
a dog that barked.
Like, cause the dog, like if like they wanted to, the dog could bite you.
Yeah, the dog.
Like
dog
it's the 50s, like the civil rights. You know when they stick dogs on black people.
What?
But this was like they started a program where it was a lot of battered dogs or something like that, like shelter dogs. So they put the dogs with the prisoners. So in this thing though, we don't have a toilet, we don't have a sink, so we defecating inside of bags. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta ask for permission to use the toilet. So these and people like, man, I don't believe this. Well, look up Vernon Bateman versus Knight, and you'll see it, because I've been fighting that as well. But once I fought that, this happened for a year. So I'm fighting this for a year. I get to another prison. Now I'm fighting now they put me back in the hole. No conduct reports. I got paperwork to show it. Once you look at my man documentary that he put together for me, you'll see everything that's black and white. That's why it's to the point, like right now, after this interview, I won't be able to see it because I can't use the internet. And I get they give me polygraph tests to make sure that I'm not on the internet. They give me polygraph tests to make sure that I'm not in a relationship. They give me polygraph tests. Plus, they come to my house every 15 days to ask me, have I masturbated? This were the conditions that I'm up against. This was the conditions, and people like, man, at this point, do you got an attorney? So these supposed to be the best attorneys that I do have, and it's the Innocent Project. There's Notre Dame, and it's the Exoneration Clinic, and they familiar with the conditions I'm under. They familiar with all this. So at this point, like, they looking at it like, well, we go file to modify these conditions, but file to exonerate me. So if you go aim at the head, go to the judge, go to the prosecutor, get it all over with. Like you can give me, okay, well, you can have hot dogs with no ketchup. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't coming like that, man. But I've been in the hole, so at this time in my conditions, the artwork that I'm showing you now, where I show you the rubber ink pen, I was in the hole, but I was still trying to be heard because there was nobody like even know that I was in the hole because I can't even use the phone. You see what I'm saying? So now I go on hunger strike. So I go on hunger strike, and I was talking to a person about it earlier. So at hunger strike, they want you to get off hunger strike because at a certain amount of days, they got to report it downstate. Mm-hmm. So on this hunger strike, I remember like my family telling me like, man, you got to do something to even they get you your hygiene to take a shower. So I eat. I don't know if you're familiar with Sulfur 8 hair grease.
Yeah.
Okay, I ate half a jar of Sulfur 8 of hair grease just to prove a point on my hunger strike that I'm trying to be heard. So just to show the determination, bro. And this last year happened. This, I've been out now a year. So this just to show you the enduring what you got to do to whatever sacrifice it take. But as long as the people know, I think it's saluted. You know what I'm saying? And they know like this. When you see me in presence, every day I'm out here, I'm trying to fight for my freedom, bro, and I'm trying to let it be known. Even though they keeping a hand over my mouth because I can't use internet, I can't do this, or people that's around me, like, bro, like, gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be the voice for me. And, it's like a game to them with this parole thing. It's like a game, bro. It's like I'm supposed to be numb. Coming out in them conditions, bro, you won't even go. You worried about yourself. You ain't worried about salvation for the youth. But I'm watching the news all day, so I'm seeing, and I got the ability that I know that I can heal these babies. I know that I can help these babies. I got a painting that right now that I'm selling for $100,000. It's in a nice place, and 50% of it going to Raleigh Children's Hospital. So we're in the process of doing that. But it's deeper than just. I just want people to know, man, no matter what the conditions is, God go take you through it all, and God will be there for you, you know what I'm saying, with faith.
Man, that's some fucked up shit. Like, to hear that, like, first you said you in there with the dog, you can't use the restroom, and you gotta eat. Like, that's crazy, and then you didn't do nothing. But then the fucked up part is, like, me sitting here thinking, like, you just said, you can't have a relationship. You can't please yourself. What the hell you supposed to do? Like, I'm grown. I ain't done nothing wrong. Like, how can you control my life? And that's the dumbass system trying to control people. Like, man, like anybody listening to this, I don't care what color you are, what title you are, what your bank account is. That is fucked up. There's no reason after someone hears this that they should be like, oh, where's the paperwork? Let's get this done now. Because that's crazy. Like, you got to take tests. They checking up on you like you a little kid. Like, see, oh my goodness. I'm sitting here trying to hold back tears from anger just hearing that part of it, because that just don't make sense to me. Like, I get people in prison, you go through stuff, but it's got to be a reason behind that. And like you said, God put you through, you got to go through your own journey. But for you to sit here and say, you going through all this, you got a painting and half of it going to charity. That lets you know right there what kind of person you are to the world. You're not even thinking about yourself. You're thinking about helping other people in the situation that you're in. And I think there's people out there, I'm one of them, because you go through everybody's story different, but going through trying to be an entrepreneur, money don't come in, your job don't got it. I've been oodle and noodle and peanut butter and jelly for the last little minute, but you got to keep going because it's bigger than you. Yeah. So, Derek, when you hear stuff like this, so when the first time you started working there and you heard a story similar to this, like, how were you feeling, and like, what was your emotions to want to really dive in to help these people?
Well, I mean, the first prisoner I worked with was Eddie Conway. He was a former Black Panther in Baltimore. And this was back in 2008 when I was in college. But he ended up I saw him on the streets as a free man before he passed away in 2015. And with him, he was a thinker. He was a political prisoner, right? And so he was getting his master's and his dissertation. And, what they would do is they would just move him around from prison to prison across the country. And all of a sudden, all of his research is gone, And it's just like almost the pettiness of it all. And it's like, it's petty, but there's a reason for it. It's because, they're trying to contain certain elements of society. And so I was pissed, and I still am. Like, it's unbelievable. But at the same time, I'm like so optimistic because not only do I see that people get people out of jail, right, and get exonerated, but also I see somebody like Vernon who under these conditions is also, he's struggling against them, right? He's filing motions by himself with the help of jailhouse lawyers, but then he's also, writing children's books about, in 2012, They Can't Hurt Me No More came out, and that's about gangs and bullying and LGBTQ bigotry, you know? In 2012, that's like ahead of its time, man. Like in 2012 out here, people weren't like on that tip, and Vernon was, you know, and he's writing it for children, you know, and so that to me, that's a basis for like, like the world doesn't have to be like this. We can change it. We have in the past, we will in the future, and like that's what I'm gonna be a part of. You know what I'm saying?
So, just ask a real question. You being a white man, you helping black people. Have you got backlash? Have you got like people like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Nobody that I've like worked with. I mean, you know, I mean, maybe some like random people might, you know, see this and be like, oh, this is, you know, but I mean, like the way I see it, you know, 99% of this country, you know, this world are oppressed and exploited in some way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a billionaire, you know, and we all got something in common. And they want to keep us divided. The only way, like, you know, like literally think about it, like a very like 1% of society controls 99% of society. How do you do that without dividing people against each other? So they got us thinking, you know, immigrants are that's the reason why we're unemployed and you know, wages are low, right? They make it think like, you know, black people, that's the reason why white workers are suffering, you know, when in reality, I got more in common with Vernon than I do with my boss. You know what I'm saying? Even though my boss is the same skin color as me, right? I got more in common with the person like in Iraq who's fighting, you know, to defend his homeland than I do with the general who's sending him there. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense because like I grew up in a neighborhood that was all white, so I never looked at anybody different. It's like everybody. Now you growing up, you understand this and that. Like there's certain people that are really evil, and then there's just people that are ignorant. But then like you said, it's like why we all can't just get along to where when someone hears this, it don't matter his skin color, and they can be like, man, we need to get him off there. Like, okay, this person, because if we look at it, the police, not all police, because I know some good police officers, and I don't want nobody canceling me, but the police are part of the problem of being over aggressive, of saying they're scared and all this and stuff, and they could go and kill somebody or overkill somebody, and all they do is get laid off. They still get a check. They not in prison, but this man right here ain't done nothing and can't even use a fucking cell phone. He got a flip phone. This is 2024. It is you can't use the internet if you can't use, like if you ain't got Wi-Fi at home, you shit out of luck.
Yeah.
And they won't let you, like, so go into telling us more about what happened to you and show us, you know, for the people that watch the video, some of the stuff that you got, man, because this is just crazy to me. Like, that's why I wanted you to go more into it so people can really hear what you went through and you didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man, they said I fit the description. They said,
listen, somebody told me I fit the description. If somebody else in the world that's black and look like me that got arms like this, then I need to see them. This the thing.
this the thing though. Like on the outside looking in, you'll be like, okay, the woman, you know, they say I fit the description for a rape. And on the outside looking in, you know, for a long time, even, you know, I was uneducated. So when I first got locked up, it sounds goofy and it sounds stupid now, but it wasn't back then when it hit me, you know what I'm saying? But I called a Murray show for DNA tests to get help, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, so I was fighting my case and everything, and I sat through the 90s in prison, through the millennium, whatever. In 2017, I filed a motion to suppress. No, I found a motion to subpoena Deuce Tucker. Mm-hmm. Now, when you hear the word subpoena, what you think of? Subpoena, that's like I'm subpoenaing you to come to court.
Yeah.
Okay, I filed a motion to subpoena the rape kit to come to court. Whoever was responsible for it, whoever signed for it, whoever had any dealings with it, the state, I want to see it. Even because by this time, it's 2017, the victim said, this ain't the man that raped me. The DNA, y'all told me the DNA match and back and forth and things like that. So now I'm just like, okay, the DNA can impeach everybody's credibility, mine, hers, every story. The DNA is the facts. Mm-hmm. So I filed a subpoena Deuce Tucker. The subpoena Deuce Tucker, the prosecution respond and said this woman never went to the hospital. This what the prosecutor said.
This in writing.
This in writing. This woman never went to the hospital, and all the perpetrators wore condoms. See, the world don't know this. The world, but my attorneys know this, and why would you sit on it? Why can't you tell? Why can't you bring the facts to the proof? You know what I'm saying?
The math ain't math.
So now I'm looking like who with me and who not. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so now my anger not no more like it ain't a victim. Now it's two victims. It ain't even she is a victim or whatever, but now I'm a victim too because now y'all making up case. Y'all making up a defense. Mm-hmm. This woman went to the hospital. I got the medical records. Yep. Mm-hmm. You saw the medical
in the original case. The original case.
We got the medical records, man.
Yeah.
So it's like you making up a defense. So this what kept me back in prison. So now I never got out, but at this time, and you can look at my parole violation in 2017. I went back to prison, so I went back to fight the parole board to get free. Mm-hmm. So at this time, they got me in a wheelchair and I'm chained up in shackles, bro. I'm chained up in shackles. I got chains all over me and I'm in a wheelchair with no conduct report. And I'm going up to these people and I'm fighting for freedom. You see what I'm saying? Like, if y'all not going to let me be around prisoners, I know y'all ain't going to let me be around people that don't got felonies, you know what I'm saying, in society. So they send me back to prison. But with this mindset, I'm still in my head, bro. I'm still a human and I'm still a man and I'm still a father. I'm still a brother. I'm still, so I'm trying to produce and you can see the work of my books, bro. Every book that I ever produced, I was in the hole. I was under the pressure of all that depression and I kept it. Like you didn't feel the bitterness maybe this one time. And this one, I do want to show you this because the dude tell me, the parole board dude, he said, didn't I tell you I was going to have you on a short leash? This what white man tell me in front of my attorneys, in front of everybody. Didn't I tell you I was going to put you on a short leash? And I went back to, I wanted to say this. Spud, and I want you to know, like, it come to the point that you have no fear, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and it's in front of the head lady, you know, cause it's 5 people and 1 person vote for you or whatever. Out the 5, 3 vote for you to get free. Mm-hmm. So she was the only one that voted for me. So I wrote this. This was COVID-19 when everybody, your bunkie was dying in prison and everybody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The world was shook, didn't know what it was in COVID-19. Yeah. But I was in the hole with a dog in a bunkie with no toilet or no sink. I said, I dedicate my action to the last words you spoke to me. Your words shock me because I feel you do believe in me. Your words touch me to understand self-worth. I thank God for you. People will be surprised what all a black man can accomplish with such short rope around his neck. And this what I did. This what I did for not just me, but for my people and my babies out there.
Yeah, like for you to, like, there's people that got access to Wi-Fi, computer, laptop, and they're not even producing work like this. So, like, I salute you for that. Like, that would... Anybody else that they know they free and they all this against them, they wouldn't be thinking about writing no books or how to help somebody outside that they've never seen before. They just thinking about how I'm gonna make it out of here. But that sound like the math wasn't mathing. They said she didn't go to the hospital, so then there would be no evidence. So then there would be no reason for them to say it was you. Then she tells them it wasn't you. And I'm so confused of if the person that's supposed to be the victim said it wasn't you. Y'all evidence is all over the place. I'm confused of like this make me angry. Like what the hell? That don't even make sense. Mm-hmm. Like, and then like you don't seem like you can tell when somebody like don't have good energy or maybe something off about like. Every time I meet you, the energy is always like you're a really good person. Like for you to write books for kids, like, and for you to keep going and they say, okay, you out, you free. You can pick up the grass and smell the air, but you're not really free to be able to to be able to live the life that you're supposed to. But God, like when God give you your time, you're going to be able to do whatever it is you never thought you probably could do ever, because this is crazy to me that what's the reason? What's they holding you back for? What's there's people that got worse crimes that are walking, can do whatever they want, and you didn't do nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm confused at that. I'm like,
they scared. I think it's because it's so many people that's in positions. So people, you got the prosecutor that I had. He been a prosecutor 34 years, like this, in this, like 34 plus years. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to even like people don't want to do right, man. Like ain't nobody
because he been there 34 years. Yeah. Oh, it's his word. So it's like is it have to do with money? Like if everything goes off, is it like they scared you gonna sue them for money?
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't care two fucks about no money. Excuse my language. Yeah. But I don't care about the money. I want freedom, man. Freedom is more valuable than any dollar. The memories, the moments. I'm old, man. I was a shorty coming in prison. I learned how to read and write in prison. I was just turning 18, you know what I'm saying? So I'm 44 now. Like it's a whole, I want to build memories before I leave this earth. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave a legacy. But
you leaving a legacy, bro. Yeah. Like you already leaving a legacy already. And I want people to hear what you just said though, because a lot of people be after the money, but you said your freedom, the experiences, the memories, man. Like
my health, man. I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to build memories. I want people to look in my heart, man, to see what it is. I want, you know what I'm saying? I want to be. If you even just look, even the Murray Show, just for example, when you hear the story of a female come out and say, well, this the baby daddy, and as soon as he come on the stage, the whole crowd boo him. Mm-hmm. But when they say the DNA, you not the father, everybody clap. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like you get the perception off the charge sometimes. Yep. And people never get a chance but the same people that was clapping was booing. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different mindset, man. When you attacking, I'm coming as the most innocent, as purest form, bro. I'm going to children. Children is the next thing, the angels in the world. Yeah. Outside of not being in a relationship, that's the most hurtful thing for me, is not being a father to my shorties, not being a grandfather to my baby. Like that's the most, I take that first over everything. Yeah, I understand. And like as a dad. And you can't reach, and so your kids think you a deadbeat. Like it make it like, dang, you can't be there to support. You can't. But if they got a law that if I do, you go bury me in prison.
Can you even talk? Like, can you talk to them on the phone? And
they don't even want third party. They saying not even third party. If I wanted to pay this to my grandbaby, they don't want third party. I can't even have third. This a man-made law they made up. You know what I'm saying?
What in the world? This and so
this my only way is through my craft and my books. You know what I'm saying? My art.
So this makes me want to go and research like these different things that I'm hearing. It's like, wow. And not saying I want to be a lawyer or anything, but it's like, how the hell is this capable of happening? Like, I can't even imagine like not being able to talk nothing with my kids. Like what I'm gonna go crazy. And you can't, and you weren't even able to be there for whatever reason. But when I really think about it, like God got something for you. God put us in situations for a reason. We don't understand it while we in those seasons, but it's messed up that the system is like that, and someone that did nothing can't even be free, talk to their kids, can't even like do the small things in 2024. I could see if this was the 90s. Yeah. Like this, like you were locked up for all those years and
can't go to the movies, can't do nothing. Like if you ask, they're like, well, you want a relationship? Let us know if you want a relationship. It's like I'm asking a woman to come through this hell with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't take you to the movies. I can't take.
Like you know how the other countries they set up the marriages. That's how that sounds. Like or you got to go to your family and be like, oh, this is the woman I want to marry. Y'all got to check her out.
And if they say no, it's like it's over with. Like, they better not see you around that woman.
Where would you even find? How would you be able to even talk to somebody? You ain't even got the right kind of phone. You can't even FaceTime.
Right,
like what?
Yeah, a lot of women like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we in 2024. Like, even if you don't got an iPhone, that sucks if you don't. But even if you got an Android, like, you can still FaceTime people. Like, that's how me and my I don't, if I call my mom, it's because the connection's wrong. Like, she don't got an iPhone, but I FaceTime anytime I talk, because I want to see her face. I want to see how's it going, or if she want to see mine. But you can't even do that with anybody, and you're free. And like, so how is your mental health going through this? Because I know it's got to be hard as hell. Like, you probably strong showing it, but I know it's days where you in the house like, okay, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Let me.
Yeah.
That's this. Yeah, here you go. This is like, yeah. I'm making sure. I'm make sure I put this episode out immediately, because this is crazy to me that this dude right here with this genuine heart can't do the normal stuff because of a fucked up system, and not to say, what if he was a white man? Would he be off already? Would they have overlooked these rules? Or if he had a family member that was in the courtroom, that was a judge or a police officer? Like, we got to stop looking at color, and we got to start looking at heart, because there ain't no reason why this man right here shouldn't be able to look at his own episode. He can't even watch this episode. He just got to remember what was said, or somebody got to tell him what happened. And like, this shit is frustrating as another black man that's free, that it makes you like really appreciate the small things, like just being able to be with my son or something of that sort, man. Like, this shit fucked up. Like, I don't know. So how do you emotionally and mentally deal with this? Like, helping these people and seeing this and hearing how bad shit is for them. Cause like, I'm ready to go slap somebody or something. Like, I'm pissed the fuck off. Like, cause for him to sit here and the show his emotions, and I'm glad you showing your emotions. I know it's hard, but to be vulnerable, to show people like this is real. So how do you deal with this outside of when you at home, when you thinking about it, when you working on the case?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think the thing is, like, this is a system right here. You know, we talk about the system is kind of abstract, but like, this is the, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. This is what it does. And, you know, I mean, obviously I want to fight for a world where race exists, but it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like
where,
that.
you know, it's not like I want a world without black people. I want a world with black people, but where that doesn't mean you have different chances in life. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't equal different power, because it pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it makes me sad, you know, because I think that, but I mean, you know, like, the only way we get through this is together, right?
Yeah.
They want to keep us isolated and fragmented. Like, this is my struggle. I got to fight it alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's going to want to work with me. And I mean, honestly, like, I don't look at it like, it's not like I'm helping Vernon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, you know, it's not like that kind of relationship. Like, we're comrades, you know?
Yeah.
And honestly, Vernon's taught me shit. I mean, Vernon's taught me more since we started working together like a couple months ago than, you know, I teach at DePaul University. I got a PhD. You know, dude's taught me more in like, you know, 6 months than I learned my entire, you know, PhD writing the dissertation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, we look at it like that, but also I think we move like that. I mean, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but like, it pisses me off, but also it gives me inspiration and hope. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we really need. Like, there's so much apocalyptic stuff out there, you know, like, that's why like every movie is about like zombies and like the end of the world, because nobody thinks there's a future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, this is the future right here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what this dude has done under all these conditions. And I think that's one of the reasons why they don't want him to be free, because they're like, damn, what's this dude gonna do when he's totally exonerated? You know what I mean? Like, shit, like, he could change the world, you know?
Yeah.
And that for me is like, I want, like, in 5 years, I want to live in a world where Vernon Bateman's been exonerated for 5 years.
Yeah.
Because that world is going to be way better than the world we live in now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know if that answers your question, but like, it's hard. I mean, it's not, I can't compare, you know what I'm saying? Like, but because it makes me sad too, you know, it makes my wife sad.
Yeah.
You know, she's met him a couple times, and I'll just tell you, Vernon was over, and we offered him like a seltzer water, and he took it and he's like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Is it a soda?" And I'm like, seltzer water. You know what I'm saying? But like, that shit's new. Like 8-10 years ago, nobody drank seltzer water. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you're thinking about like that time. It's like, man, like just all that time stolen from him, but he's not resentful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what also, honestly, it makes me want to be a better person as an individual.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, damn, I'm bitching about this and that. You know what I'm saying? Vern's over here doing this and like all this great shit. And like, he's not resentful. Like, shit, I got to up my game.
Yeah. Yeah. It really, when you say that and you listen to him and you're sitting here, you're like, dang, man, like, I need to stop complaining about some shit because like, yeah, like, and you can learn. That's why I created Underdawg Talk, because you can learn from somebody that didn't go to school, they didn't have a degree, because I don't have none of that, and I love talking to people and being in different rooms, but be able to hear your story and like, you don't like, even when you tell it, like my level, my voice, my passion gets when I'm talking about it and I'm just hearing it from this conversation or from what I read. But when you talk about it, it ain't like you got hate in your heart. And that's what people got to see. Like, you got to go through stuff and not think the worst. The worst didn't already happen. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I know a change is going to come. When it's going to come? When is it going to come? And when it comes, man, it's going, like you said, I think it's what you just said. They're scared to see somebody be able to take over the world in a positive way and went the whole different route. Had to go around the world 17 times just to get up the street. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to see that, because there's another guy, I was telling him last time, Wallow 267. He went to prison. He actually did something. He went for 20 years. But where he's at right now and what he's doing and changing the world from in Philly, like him and his cousin was able to give away by partnership with their the people they do the podcast, $3 million to the city of Philly. Like, I think he's on probation to 2048, like stuff like that. But I think he got off like just from the different people he connected himself with. And I see the same thing with him. Like, once he gets off that, it's going to be people that's going to gravitate, and he going to be traveling the world, changing people's lives. But right now it's like, damn, it's just keep raining. And when the rain going to stop? And as a person listening to this and people listening to this episode, like, appreciate what you got. It might not be much, but appreciate what you got, because you can walk outside, you can go see your family, you can go get on the internet. Like, you can do little stuff. You can have a smartphone.
You can take a shower, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this was pictures of when I was in the hole. Like, they put a dog leash on you. They put shackles on your ankle. And like, take you to the shower in a box, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna make sure I take pictures of all these. Man, listen, I went to prison, or not prison, but jail once. I was in there for 24 hours. And I was like, I'm good. This ain't it. This ain't it for me. I weigh 140. I'm not trying to be in here. I'm not trying to be nobody nothing. And I just looked, and I eat food. And I looked at that food. I said, no, I'm good. I don't want none of that is going to do nothing for me. And just me thinking about that 24 hours, and you was in there over 20 years, but in way worse conditions, is crazy. Like, it's mind blowing to me that, I don't know, man. One of y'all, just tell one of your stories or show your picture. I gotta see why this.
Yeah, these crayons, I brought these from prison, from the hole. It's 16 crayons. My partner Isaac, a friend of mine named Isaac, he swallowed a pack of batteries. He swallowed a pack of batteries. They took him out to get his stomach pumped from the batteries, and the nurses gave him these crayons. He brought these crayons back to me, and I gave him my breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the crayon. That's why you see color in this picture right now, because of Isaac sacrificed and gave me Use crayon.
Man, that what? Man, that's crazy. Like, oh my goodness. Like, yeah,
but
man.
just like what I do in prison, but things have become a snowball effect because in prison everybody share their war stories and stuff like that. But people are starting to see like the positive that you do because this is guys that do change and frame their mind. Like Malcolm X, he said it ain't the shame of going to prison. The shame is coming out of prison and still having a criminal mind. So I started a corporation called Baby 22 Gun Safety LLC, and the guys that's in prison, they donate while they in prison to my corporation. My corporation, we take these checks and we look for kids that died from gun violence that don't have insurance, and we pay for the funeral. So that's why you see Baby 22 Gun Safety LLC.com.
So, okay.
And he started this in prison.
Yeah, so you're doing that. What? And don't nobody see like how good you are as a person? Like there's people that ain't been to prison, that ain't doing this, that are in the community and promoting the gun violence and helping the kids, and you're doing the opposite. I'm confused here. I'm confused. Like this makes no sense at all. Like I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding it. Like so these real laws, right? Yeah. Like these are real. Like somebody who created them. Do you like what? Who were they thinking about when they? So I'm gonna give y'all like kind of an example of how I think this is. So with Common Sense, right? Common Sense, the biggest book ever sold. It was by a white dude. It was 1776. It was supposed to be about freedom. Everybody wasn't free. We weren't even considered human then. So he wrote this book about common sense, not including us. So whoever wrote this rule wasn't including people of color, or they didn't care about it, because I guarantee if there was a different race, we've seen it. We've heard about it. We've seen Ben however you say it, Ben Roethlisberger on the Steelers. He was something happened with him with rape, and he got to play football and won Super Bowls. And you didn't. I'm just so confused. Like, how long is it going to take them to realize that you should be exonerated? Like, what is I'm confused at the process of why is it taking so long? This is confusing, because you could be in schools and telling your stories to kids, and kids like, man.
I had to sit down with Dame Dash, and even my guy Lil Rob Trenchy TV, support y'all, love y'all to death, man. He was saying, just record the moments, record because it's a matter of time. Just record the moments. But I'm telling him, like, I can't because of just have somebody around you that can, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a matter of time, bro. And like stay encouraged and keep focused and keep pushing. Duke Tanner, I don't know if familiar with him. Donald Trump exonerated him. He had a life sentence, and he got out, and he was an innocent man, and he'd been telling this story around the world. But he was educating me and telling me, record the moments, bro. Just record it, keep going, and stay encouraged. And the dudes looked out for me and gave me financial, gave me some money and stuff. But that type of things, man, that motivate me and that encourage me to know that it is a better day. But at the same time, the technology, I got to let the world know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I got to take the hand off my mouth. I got to be able to speak on it. And much I speak on it, the more hard they get for me. But I got to.
I was going to say that. It's going to be hard.
The power of the people.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for you. But and you having those moments, those vulnerable moments, that's what really going to get the people, man. Because when your authentic self and you show that you're a real human and you have real feelings, people going to be like, dang, that's like we only had an hour. We could stop here and post this and people going to be like, golly, you ain't even go deep. You ain't had to go tell stories of worse situations, but just this 60 minutes of sitting here talk to you, I done got pissed the fuck off, and I want to help however I can. Like, who can I talk to? Let me think of my resources, because it's crazy that you sitting here and have to deal with this, and then like I couldn't even imagine, and that's what, and it's helping me because like when you're in situations and life is hard for you, but you can go and do some stuff that you can't do. It makes me like, okay, it ain't that bad. Or if it's like you see somebody that's homeless, it's like, man, it ain't really that bad for me in that moment. Even though it's bad for you, it ain't that bad. Yeah. There's somebody out here that's free, that's worse than you, and that person need to look at this episode and be like, damn, I need to get my shit together. Because what reason that we can't? There's no reason we can't do nothing. You made these books in prison, and you had, I mean, the little box. Listen, I in my classroom, I got the crayons. It got 3 rows. It got glitter. It got all the different kinds. And you had 16, and you probably one didn't broke or you didn't lost some. And you created books and you wrote with the little small pen. There's no excuse why you can't get shit done. If you can get shit done in prison and in the hole and living with COVID and the dog in there, and you wither through that storm, there's no reason why I can't, or nobody else that's listening to this or in the world, even if they don't listen to this, can't get nothing done, man. Like, you leaving a legacy without you even knowing it. And sometimes people think a legacy is money. It ain't money with you, bro. You're really showing people how to be an underdog and get to the top. Like the whole, like you see a movie, so we know what the whole is, but being actually in there and the stuff that actually happened, that's crazy. And salute to you, man. Salute to you for you and your team and the people for helping people like this, because it's hard. And sometimes it's kind of like, I don't want you to take no offense, but playing basketball, it's like you gotta have that white boy on your team. You gotta have him on your team.
It's strategic. Shit, by any means necessary. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have someone that doesn't look like you, that looks like the other people, to look at them in their face and say, "What the fuck are we doing here? Like, why my man still can't do nothing, but you can do something?" And I'm sure you didn't probably convicted over hundreds of people that shouldn't be convicted, but you're free. He ain't done nothing wrong, and he can't be free. That makes no sense. I'm really like confused. Like, I didn't know, like, since you were like you out, you can't do some stuff. Like, but I can't be in a relationship. I'm still tripping off. You don't got a smartphone. Like, I don't even think I think they even give the EBT people a smartphone now. Like, it was just the Obama phone, like you got, but you get like some type of and then when you were sitting there saying like the camera work, like you got to make sure you dang near have the right person, or you can't have a person that had, it can't be your cousin that maybe got in trouble. It got to be somebody that they approve. Like, bro, why are you approve what? Yeah. Man, bro, I salute you for real, because I know some guys out here that got the freedom and more freedom to do things that are going through worse. Like they're going through less, but they act like they're going through more. Like their energy, all that. Like, you fighting, you showing that I got fighting. I ain't gonna stop fighting until the fight is over. So like, I don't want to keep rambling on, but man, I salute to you, bro, because I'm sitting here thinking about myself. It's days where I done complained and been upset and all this mad, but I can still do some of the stuff that you can't do, and it ain't no difference between me and you, but our age. And that's just wild to me that we live in a world that's so fucked up that we can't overlook the system's mistake. You didn't make a mistake. You didn't do nothing wrong. So they did something wrong. They don't want to be held accountable, and they just said, fuck it. We just what somebody gonna do?
Because if people don't know, and that's the thing, is I think that it's, like for people watching this, it's not about me being like, all right, because I mean, whatever, we're all human. You got a right to complain, what I'm saying, whatever situation is, but it's about not me. Like, I got to be like, yeah, man, I got to be grateful for what I got, but that I got to get together with those who don't got it, and we got to fight so that we all have it. Because like, we live in a country, the richest country in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, in Indianapolis, Marion County, there's 25,000 vacant homes. Those not abandoned. You know what I mean? Like vacant, just sitting there. Yeah. We got 2,000 homeless people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we give every homeless person like 10 homes and there'd still be more, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So like, but if we get together, we can get Vernon free. You know, there's a leader right here. And then we get more people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what energizes me. You know, I think about Harriet Tubman, right?
Yeah.
Tried to escape from slavery, you know, once, failed, you know, suffered the punishment, did it again, you know, went to Philadelphia. What did she do? She could have stayed there.
Yeah.
No, she went back in the plantations time and time again her entire life. And I just think about that kind of sacrifice. And it's like, man, that's like, she wasn't getting paid. She wasn't like, hey, you know, pay me for this knowledge and, you know, Google this or Google that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a real, like, for me, that's how history happens. That's how change get made. It's that kind of sacrifice. And those are kind of sacrifices he's making, you know? And so, like, if we all do that, then we can really change the world, you know, and create it so we live in a system that does make sense, you know? Like, honestly, if you think this makes sense, something's wrong with you.
Yeah. Yeah. You hit the, if you think this makes sense, you a fool. Yeah. Like, it makes no sense at all. Like, you can't even, there's no angle you can go about and be like, oh my, maybe, no, it's not. Like, I mean, woo. So, yeah, man, if you, whatever you can do to keep somebody around with a camera, do that. That's the times we in.
That's the time.
That's the times we in. Like, no matter what the journey look like, no matter what's going on, if you record it and you have somebody, can somebody even post for you?
I mean, I believe so. They can't control what you do or what the next person
so
do.
you need to get you a social media person.
They come to my house and they look at my phone, they check my phone, they do all that.
So as long as so because you need to get the message out on social media. And social media is where
I need more signatures on my petition.
Yeah,
so we can put it in the right hands. You know what I'm saying? The people that do got power, it's time to flex it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because this is ridiculous, bro. And I don't even mean to over talk or nothing, but this is really pissing me off. Like that this happens. Like, definitely I'm sending this to the people. Like, hey, y'all need to look this up, man, because this is crazy that you have to go through this, man. And how many books we got here?
5.
5.
Yeah.
5. And all of them are for kids. And you did it when you was in prison. Like, I don't think people realize how difficult that is. You know how hard look, I've been working on a book probably before, maybe since our interview, or maybe before that, I ain't nowhere close. Just because, like, it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to sit down and just write a book when you're not a writer. But you got a story to tell. Yeah. And you got a story to tell. And your story is powerful. Even me sitting here having a disability and go through the stuff that I go through behind the scenes of nerves and all that stuff, I appreciate my life a little bit more, even though I'm in a worse physical situation, because like it sucks that you're going through this, man. Like, for real, like if nobody take nothing away, appreciate what you got, because it could be taken away. Yeah. And it was taken away over 20 years, because it was the 20 years you did, and still now, like, that somebody could take 26 years. Wow. And you did nothing wrong. But all those people that did you wrong, their karma coming, or their karma had came, man. Yeah. Like, don't I know it's days where you're crying, you're down and out, bro. It's gonna turn around for you. It's gonna definitely turn around, because you got people like Derek, you got people like me that want to help. Yeah, I wouldn't care if I ain't never, if you ain't say, hey, shout out to Eric Jones. I wouldn't care, because I can tell in your heart, maybe you might be too busy, maybe you forgot, but I can't be like, oh man, he ain't even showed me up. No,
it's a lot of people, man, that really been embracing me, and I wish I should have brought a list of names that everybody that been.
They know.
They're all with you.
Yeah, man. For real.
Yeah, they all with you, man.
I salute everybody, man, and I really grateful and appreciate everybody.
Yeah. So, when it comes to your paintings, how do you still create pictures from then, or are you creating pictures like outside of prison? Because I seen the last time you were here, the 2 pictures you had, those were super dope. But those were moments that happened. Are you in the moment of creating new?
Yeah.
Or are you just like, I'ma just whatever's in my brain comes to it? Because your paintings are dope.
Yeah, I like on demand now for what people want, because a lot of people asking for my art. Like I did something for Bottle Works, I did something for Mass Ave, the District Theater. Pauline, I appreciate her giving me opportunity, and a lot of different people, man. Whatever right you ask for, if you give me some free range, though, I can put some struggle in. I could put a little piece of what I've been through in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm just thinking that's a way that you can get you some funding, because like art ain't cheap. Like when people and you got meaningful art be like with what you do. Like when I looked at the picture, I was like, oh, this deep. But then when you explained it, it's like, oh my goodness, like what the heck? And you even taught about, it was the little boy and then it was the elephant. Like I'm learning about history through your paintings. So that's super dope. Like, I'm just confused. I'm confused here.
We just worked on one.
I'm just laughing, because we were last night. He was showing me, we were going through a painting, the original Tarzan, Otabinga from the Congo.
Yeah, and I broke it down and explained my story with Otabinga's story, the original Tarzan, and it's gonna be soon. He gonna display the painting. Whatever.
But that's why we're laughing, because it's true. What you're saying is like 100% true, man.
So what I would say, man, while you at the crib, work on speaking. Act like you talking in front of people, because you're gonna be talking in front of millions of people, bro.
Yeah,
you can't get that opportunity gonna come. You gotta be ready. Yeah, if you just gotta talk in the mirror, do whatever you can to get your confidence. So when you see, there's nobody here, but you're gonna be on the stage where it's gonna be people listening, waiting for you to come in. Like, oh my goodness, people gonna be asking for your autograph. So get ready for it, because it's gonna come, man. You gotta work. Like that's what I did. I just used to sit in the basement, because I can talk to people, but it's different when you on stage and you gotta teach people, because everybody can talk, but to teach people and tell them your story, man, get ready, because it's coming, bro. Like I'm just confused. I'm really confused of why our episode ain't something different.
Yeah,
like why we not talking about like your art and the stuff that you got. We could talk about that, but we got to hear why we here, why you going through what you're going through, and that's just mind boggling. Like.
Sometimes,
I'm confused.
To be aware is to be held accountable. So we trying to give people the awareness for we can hold certain people accountable. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that you weren't aware if you saw this episode.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'm posting like this episode. Clipping it up, like, because I just don't understand it, because I know there's some people that made the decision for you, whoever made the law. They've done some dirt way worse than what you've ever done. And they get to wake up every morning, kiss their wife, kiss their kids, eat whatever they want, look at whatever they want, do whatever they want, and go back home and do it all again another day. And you didn't do nothing wrong. And they like, oh well. Like I don't get it.
And we pay their salaries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That add a whole nother level to it, right?
Yeah, that's a whole,
They the real criminals.
Yeah, they really are. Like I just saw a video of a dude, it was in Georgia. I think it happened like 2022. He got killed by the police. Now, I couldn't see with the video, but it did say he had a gun and he shot the security guard, shot him once. But they sitting there tasing. He ain't did nothing. He got his hands up. So it's like, oh, he's scared. Then somebody comes and run, like jumps on him. He shot him once. When I tell you it was overkill, it was clip change, and it's like, why? But you could have little Timmy, little Johnny go kill up a whole church and they get Burger King. But then you have a man here, Vernon, that did nothing and he can't do what he can't. I'm just, the system is so crazy to me. It just makes no sense, because it's not for humans. It's not for all humans. It's for certain humans, for certain tax brackets, for people that got certain money. And it just don't make sense that this is happening. And I'm really confused. I gotta figure out who resources I know to be able to help you. Actually, I gotta figure out what kind of lawyers they are, but I know a couple of lawyers. Like, somebody gotta help. Like, this gotta happen soon. Like, I want it to happen before 2024 and in here before the summer. Yeah, like, because this is like, bro, no, I'm like, this is crazy to me. Like, that this situation is happening to you and you did nothing wrong. And
only done right. I mean, not even that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think everybody watching this is going to have that response. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee it, because that's everybody who meets Vernon's like that. And it's like, the thing is, like, yes, we should be pissed off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then we got to get together and we got to, you know, like, add your name to the petition, share this story. Yeah. Because they can't hide. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't hide from the people, you know? And the people, they did their dirt. We got the paperwork, you know? In the original trial, there was a rape kit. There was a detective that said yes, you know, and it was delivered to her, and it's quote unquote missing, right? And it's been missing for over 20 years. That's just destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so we got the prosecutors lying. Yeah. Right? The case is all, the facts are all there. They're on our side. Right? We need the people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We need the people to make this happen. And you're right, we can. Like, we are so close, man. We're so close. Yeah. I think so.
No doubt. It was missing, not since 20 years. It was missing before I went to trial. I showed paperwork there. I filed a motion to suppress evidence for a DNA test, and the judge told me no before I went to trial.
Man. I try not to get emotional, because that just really, I'm like, for me, just meeting you the 2 times, seeing, researching you, looking on the internet, seeing different interviews and stuff. It's like, how? Like, I know I didn't done some shit in my life, and I'm a free man. Yep. Like, that I might not should be here, but you ain't do nothing, and like, that's crazy, man. Like, I gotta sit down and really look at my resources and see, and I'm gonna use the internet like I'm supposed to with this one, because this don't make no sense. Like, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, you still like you locked up. Yeah. Like, it's still like you locked up, and it's frustrating for us to be sitting here and really like trying to figure out why. Like, what's the reasoning behind the why? Like, did somebody in your family piss off one of these people a long time ago? Like, what's the reason why? And you never question God of why you're in different situations and stuff of that. But it's like, it's bigger than that. It's like, this system is so messed up that a person that could not do nothing, like, it's like, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, Clay's cure, you good. Mm-hmm. There you go. Like, all right, you go, you might, it's a little process, maybe a year, whatever, you got to go through that stuff. But no, it's like, no, you can't. What? You can't, man. I couldn't even imagine. Then I'm really like, you got the flip phone. Like, we're in 2024. Like, us, there's the people, we've been free, and we've seen from the cell phone to where it's at now, what you can do. You can run a bit, like, if you had the capability of having one of these phones like we got, and the gifts you got, you could change the world with just them giving you a phone. You ain't even gotta have Wi-Fi, long as the service good. And that's all. Like, why they can't give you a phone? Like, why they can't be like, hey, here you go? Because like he said, I think it's because like he said earlier, they scared. Yeah. They scared to see a black man that went to prison, didn't do nothing wrong, ain't trying to get revenge. I just want to be free. Mm-hmm. And man, wow. Hey, work on your craft, and your craft is telling your story, man.
No doubt.
For real. Like, whoever you got to get to record you, if you want to come in and record once a month, twice a month to tell different versions of your story, let me know, bro. For real. Because whatever I can do on my end, and this is my platform, and you an underdog, no doubt. Because this don't make no sense, man. Like, it don't make sense at all. I'm really confused of I really don't got, it's questions, but I'm just like, what the hell? Like, what are we doing? Like, are there other cases like this that there's a different race and we can see like what happened in that? Because I know people that done worse and got in off. It's president. Never mind. Yeah. We ain't even gonna talk about that one. It's people in the highest of highest that done worse, and they a free man or woman. But it's the world we live in, and if anybody like, it ain't even about race. It's about you being a human being. I wouldn't care what color you were. If you was Asian, Hispanic, white, and you hear this, it's like, wow. But for me to be here as a black man and to know what we go through, it's like, damn, it's hard. It's hard as hell to be a black man. And they making it even harder for you. Yeah. But I'm glad that you got people around you. I'm glad that you got a smile on your face. That's the most important thing, bro. You got a smile on your face. When I saw you, you wasn't like, hey, how you doing? I was the one like, shit, I done had a rough day. And you like, oh, I'm good. My guy coming. You just got done talking to somebody, making moves. And it's like, dang, you got a smile on your face. Why do I got a frown on my face? Like, I appreciate y'all, because what I've been going through the last little couple months, it's like none of that matters. It's like nothing matters that what I've gone through, because I'm able to go out in the world and do whatever I want. Okay. Like, man, I don't know.
I appreciate you, bro, for giving me the opportunity to share my story.
Anytime. I'm telling you, anytime you want to come back on, man, let me know. We'll get the schedule going, because, man, I want you to be able to come and talk to my team.
No doubt.
I coach a basketball team, but I can't even have you come talk to them, and they need to hear this, because a lot of them live in urban areas and need to be like, oh, jail ain't really that fun, huh? No, it ain't. Yeah. Like, I work in schools. Like, I could easily talk to a principal and get you into schools, but we can't do that.
I set my mask up. I set like baby 22, my mask up to go to.
Yeah,
I have them go places I can't go. Next time I bring them, I have you to meet them. Though. Yeah, but that's how that movie. He take my signature. He been more places. He been more places than me. You know.
Yeah, so that lets you know you going places. Yeah. If he been places, wait till you get the shackles off you. I'm telling you, man, you're gonna have a passport. You're gonna be able to go everywhere you want. You're gonna be like, dang. I'm really, like, it's going to be so crazy, like, because I'm thinking of Wallow. Like, he did crime, he did his 20 years, but what he's doing now and where he's at in life, because he had that same mindset as you. He started when he was in prison. It's like, yeah, I'm locked up, but I ain't locked up here. And I can still do things. And I see it for you, man. Like, I don't know. We don't need 3 tips. You give us 3 tips of how people can help with the petition and different things to help him out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say one, go to the petition, indieliberationcenter.org. And it's right there on the homepage. You'll see his Vernon T. Bateman, exonerate Vernon T. Bateman. Sign the petition. There's a short documentary we've got out. You should share that. 7 minutes. You get the basics of the case. We got another short installment in the series coming out probably this next week. And then we're just keeping moving. And then I would say the third thing they can do is share this. Yeah. Share this out to your people, because the more people that see it, it's like that, that ripple effect, that snowball effect. And, as you were talking, I was thinking the passport. They don't want him going around to other countries and telling them what's happening right here in the United States, because the United States is over here being like, oh, it's not democracy. That's not democracy. Boom, overthrow that government, Yeah. And, meanwhile, this is what's happening right here, Yeah. And so those are 3 things. Yeah, go to the website, sign the petition, and share it, Watch the documentary, share it, and watch this and share it. Get a story out there, because like Vernon said, they got, like he's still not free. He still can't speak. He still can't use the internet. So we got to do that for him.
Yeah.
And then you know, and Vernon is going to be the leader, you know, and there's going to be so many more Vernons after that I'm hopeful. You know, I always leave Vernon and the events like this, you know, like I'm pissed, but I'm also hopeful because I see this and I'm just like, damn, man, like even if he's locked up, like he could get locked. This could be his last interview before they come get him again.
Yeah.
For real. You know what I'm saying? On any bullshit they want to, you know?
Wow.
You know? But to know this dude is still gonna keep fighting, still gonna keep doing positive things, man. I mean, that's what keeps me going, and that's what keeps us so, you know, at the end of the day when I got off of work and all I want to do is, you know, watch TV or, you know, whatever, you know, hang out with my wife and the dogs and, you know, go skateboard and have some fun. No, I go to the center and we struggle, you know, because we all got to get free.
Yeah, like what you just said, like it really makes you think like, man, go home and I ain't going, I'm just go watch some TV. No, I gotta go home and do what I can and my purpose and my gift so that I can help change the world. And just like he's changing the world in the worst situations and it's gonna happen for him. And I appreciate both of y'all coming on. I appreciate you for what you do. Cause in the world we live in, when you are a black man and you see a white person trying to help you, kind of question it at first. What you in this for? Like that. But then I can see you have a genuine heart. And so I appreciate what you do for Vernon and for the people before that and the people after him, because this is really confusing. And I think it's more so with people really get to see like what it's like dealing with the system and you did nothing wrong. So I'm trying to think. I forgot Juneteenth is coming up. So it's a perfect time to have this episode out so people can see what really is going on with a innocent black man that want nothing but to be around his family and help the world. That's confusing to me. Yo. Why wouldn't we want to help somebody that want to just be around their family and help the world? Mm-hmm. I don't know. So one of y'all give me an Underdog quote. It could be a quote you read. It could be a quote that you live by. It could be a quote you just saw. But we need a quote before we get out of here.
All right.
We'll get one from each of us.
Okay.
If you get trapped in the desert, and it's nothing around, but it's some feces around, whatever made that turd, go do the same thing to make that turd to survive.
Fidel Castro once said, "History will absolve me." I'm gonna say history will absolve Vernon.
I got one. Two. This is from the NBA champions coach. I'm a Celtics fan, and we're gonna win tonight. Even if we don't win tonight, we'll win on Monday because we're up 3-0. But Coach Joe Mazzulla, he said, the closer you are to winning is the closer they are to surviving. So don't get comfortable when you winning, because it could go away. The team you playing, life that you against, it could sneak up on you, and you could turn from winning to losing. I appreciate y'all, man. This definitely was a conversation. It'd be weird because I have guests on and I know what they do, and then when I sit down, it's like, oh, it was meant for me to have this conversation with them. This definitely something I can show the kids. So they can hear the story and see what's messed up, because you never know. A kid might see this and they become the lawyer that can help.
No doubt. You can take a picture of that before I cut out.
Yeah. So you can follow me on just Google Underdawg Talk and DAWG instead of DOG. But this episode definitely gonna be out. Shout out to, I always got to shout out my team, Youth Cheat Code. Shout out to Tevin Studdard, because he has an author program that I was talking about with my son. And it was 40 kids from, I think the youngest was like 8 and the oldest might have been a teenager, but they're all writing a book. And that's something different. You don't see too many people doing that with young people and showing them how to be an author and showing them how to tell their story or tell whatever story, because the world is about stories. And your story gonna be heard because they can't shut your mouth. Because we gonna make sure if Underdawg Talk, if we gotta have you on every week we'll do that just to get your story out so you can be able to live life like everybody else. And on that note, keep being great.